But it was cute. Wait,
I love you. Okay, Tara.
Like gravity.
Wow. This
I think
is
it's
a lot
your
more
time.
than I thought it was going to be.
And I think you can see how far we can really take it with these questions if you want.
Yeah.
What was the worst experience you've had with like a celebrity hookup, influencer hookup? The biggest. Whatever you want to say.
Okay, so I honestly do really want, not even like, I know y'all are like,
I'm
oh
like
God,
sweating.
Yeah.
I
getting
know y'all.
nervous.
First of all, I know they're just scared.
I'm excited though because I love you
And
so
I
much.
really like, I know y'all are like, oh, can this bitch shut up? But I have to take it two different directions. So the first one was definitely like, okay, so I, wait, can you help me? Because it keeps like lowering or something. I'm like slouching. Okay, there we go. I'll just like hold it. Like I love a workout. Okay, so the first time I ever DM'd anybody, like, okay, so I was like gaining on Instagram, whatever, and I was like, oh, like if you have a blue check on Instagram, like rappers will see it. And I was like, okay, hot. And so I DM'd everyone with a blue check. Example, not stating facts. Offset, Tyga. Y'all know where it's going. And so I'm like, okay, fun. And so I like sent all these people like messages, whatever. A couple responded. And over time, this one rapper who I've like literally been listening to since like 4th grade.
I know exactly what you're
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Like responded, like would be like, come over, like come to this hotel, come to this. And I'm like, okay, yeah, no, I'm down. But also like, I'm scared. Like, I'm just like an innocent little trans girl from Iowa. Like, I don't want to get my guts chopped off. Like, I don't want to get my shit wrecked. And so I was like, oh, like maybe not. And over like the time span of 6 months, I ended up being like, okay, whatever, like, yeah, I'll go. So I went, it was like 4 a.m. He was like, yeah, come to the Bel Air Hotel. And I was like, oh my God, so down, never been, can't afford it, work at McDonald's. And so I went, his security escorted me and I was like, oh my God, I'm so scared. And this is when, okay, so for y'all who like, no, because we've already been talking, like I'm trans. And so at the time I like didn't have a vagina. And so I was like so scared because I was like, oh, this is like, you just never know how things go these days, like honestly. And so I went, and when I was there, he was like, can you like not get your shit chopped off? And I was like, what? What? Like my surgery's like in 3 weeks, actually. Like what? And so to me, that was so uncomfortable because no one ever like talks like that, or no one like ever really like is like that.
Yeah.
But then it ended up being the best hookup of my entire life. Like he ended up paying me not to tell anybody. It was like, I know everyone's like, oh, like people pay people, but he literally like zelled me, and I ended up manically spending it in Vegas, like literally like $20K, like spending it in a heartbeat, like in Miami, Vegas, going everywhere.
I really want to know who it is.
Yeah, I'll tell you later.
I have a guess.
But then, so that was like cute. That was like the best hookup story with someone who was like low key degrading. But then also like Chris Brown high key pulled a fucking gun on me, and then his friend ended up fucking me a couple months later when I had a vagina. So like that's none of my business. But like people here are weird, y'all.
What the fuck is going on?
Oh, like it feels like this shit.
Jordan's in the audience. Like, wait.
This shit is like heavy.
She's like, I should have stayed in the car. I should have waited in the car.
She's like, I should have stayed in my
Poor
fucking light blue ass Tesla.
Sky blue.
I love it. With the Tesla symbol removed.
She's like
so
Tiffany
hot.
blue.
But this shit's heavy, and like literally seeing a big ass Glock like next to a Whippet canister pulled up to you being like, you need to go. Like you're a man, was like, okay. Like I'll go. Like I got so scared. And so I called Vic, and I was like, Vic, I'm bawling my eyes out. I was just told to leave because I'm a man.
Vic.
Huh?
Tell them who Vic is.
Oh. How do I say it without sounding cunty? So Vic is like low key my driver.
I love Vic to death though. He's
but like
very,
not
he
even
cares
driver,
a
but
lot.
like driver. Like I
He drives for Uber. He like Uber
Okay,
Black.
so really quick story time. A year and a half ago, I had the Sugar Daddy's card. He let me on it as Uber, and we
Where
were
was
spending. Gerald, and we were spending like $23K a month on his card, because like the Uber Suburban.
No, I'm not kidding. She was in Miami one week. I'm not kidding. And she was talking about how she spent so much money on Uber in 1 week in Miami, like with her
and
friend.
y'all didn't believe me.
And I was like, there's just like obviously like Ubers cost a lot, but I was like, okay, like realistically, like how much did you spend like on Uber Blacks then throughout the week in Miami? And she was like, in 1 week we spent $8K on Ubers.
It was $23K
like,
in 1 week. We were in New York for Tana's show. When I remember it so.
Oh wait,
vividly.
that week.
And we were leaving with our suitcases.
Oh, that was
and
New York.
And in New York, they had Uber Copter, and I go. It's fine. I'll just have Gerald charge it, because they would literally be like, Mari would text me like, Lilah, we're starving. And so I'd go, perfect. And I'd get in a Suburban. I was living in the living room at the time. I'm not kidding, living room. But I'd be like, I have Gerald's card. Because obviously his card didn't pay my rent. His card only paid my Uber, Postmates, Uber Eats.
and all your IMG.
And all my IMG, because I had his card number. And my Gucci, my Louis Vuitton duffel. Okay, whatever. And Amari would be like, we're starving. And I'd be like, and Isabella would be like, come over. And I'd be like, I'll come over. So I'd pull up in a full Escalade, like so fucked up. And then we'd walk in and we'd be like, let's order $300 of Buffalo Wild Wings. And we'd order so much Buffalo Wild Wings.
Cheese curds galore.
Cheese curds galore. And then
We'd be like, thank you, Gerald.
Thanks, Gerald. And then I remember I would like Uber home, and like we were in New York and they were like, Uber Copter. And this was after like 3 months of like 22K, 23K, 19K, like minimum 18K. That was, I had it for 4 months and minimum was 18K. And that was the least we spent. And then he was just like, and then he died.
You took an Uber.
Wait, what? Whoa, hold on now. You're not gonna just skip over like you didn't say that.
Wait, okay.
Oh my God.
I literally cannot laugh in case his grandchildren watch this. Rest in fucking peace. Like, I am so sorry. But Gerald died.
Stop.
Stop. Y'all are...
We're gonna need to review this episode before it goes live.
No, it's okay.
I'm like crying. Holy fuck. No, I remember